school.
So, still at Beech Cottages then, as a very small child, you must have had lots of friends in the area that you played with, and did you play with your brothers, or, you know?
Oh yeah, yes, you used to, but the kids of the same age was John Shepherd, Michael McConaughey, Robin Callow.
That was Snonker McConaughey then.
Snonker McConaughey, yeah. Then there was Robin Callow as well, and there were loads of them, yeah, loads of boys.
So what heinous crimes did you commit then when you went off, or were you allowed to go away from the house?
Oh yeah,
you must have gone off to the way
around there all over the place.
Have had your spots.
There's no doubt about it. I mean,
did you have dens then?
Oh yes, you'd make dens, and especially with the Yam Hotel. At the back of the Yam Hotel was a biggish copse, and we had dens down there, you see, and we had lots
So
of,
who was in your little gang then?
Well, Robin Callow, Snonker McConaughey, myself, of course. Just trying to think now.
And Harry had his little gang as well.
They
were older, I suppose.
Yes, he was older, but that Harry had his own gang. You see, there was Oxo. He was called Oxo. Oxo's gang, and then there was down to Bridgend was Sugar's den. That was Morris Farley. Morris Farley's gang. You see, it never all really got along. You see.
So what happened when you met up then? Was there friction, or was it?
Well, you know, we'd always be down on Riverside Road by the yacht club there. There was a place then where you could all get in, you see, and we'd always be throwing stones over the nos, you see.
Oh my God!
Always throwing stones. You couldn't go to Nos. You didn't like to go to Nos.
So would they stone you if you turned up past Bridgend then?
Well, there's a good story about Dad going to Nos, but
go on.
Oh well, Dad, when he was a young lad, he used to, because he lived on the top of Newton Hill, you see. He had to go over to Nos to get some meat in the butcher's shop, and he'd go over and he'd be watching all the time to see where the other boys were, you see, and he'd go in and get the meat, and as he came out he'd be watching them, and he knew they were around. You could either go up the road or you go along the beach, whatever it was. If the tide was out, you'd go along the beach, and then they'd end up over the Swan. These boys would end up over the Swan, waiting for you, see. And sometimes you had to go out in the mud to get away from them.
Oh my goodness.
And they'd be pitching stones. You really did. You wouldn't believe it, really. Oh dear.
Oh my! But going back to your life when you were quite small, about 5, your poor mother died, didn't she?
Yeah, that's right.
But
yes,
before that, you know, she used to take you out in the pushchair with John Shepherd's mum, didn't she?
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
But unfortunately, you know, Winifred died, and so you know that must have been a real shock for you, I think.
Well, yes. I don't know. When you're young, you don't really think about things.
So, I remember you saying to me that you went down to the Newton Church graveyard, and the flowers were on her grave. There's no headstone.
Well, the churchyard was really looked after well. There was like a lawn down there, you see.
Yeah.
And we used to look forward to, of course you could play down there, lovely. You look forward to going down, and if someone got buried, they'd have all the flowers on the grave. You go down there and look at them, all the flowers.
And there would be a bit of a talking point, I suppose, as well.
And
there was. You said there was a man that came along.
There was a neighbour.
Yeah, well, one of the neighbours, lads, he was just a bit older, really. We were looking at the flowers, and he said, "Your mum's buried in here," and I didn't
sort
really
of
know what to sort
brought
of.
it home to you,
Yeah, well,
perhaps. that-
well, yeah, maybe so.
How sad.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you know, it's funny. Kids can sort of take it really.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they-
Yeah, and I remember going down with Auntie Gladys to, and that was Winifred's sister, of course, who came
Yes.
to look after you.
No, that's right.
Or,
Yes.
And I remember going down to the graveyard and tending a grave at the very back there, and of course that would have been your mother's grave.
Yes.
But I
That's right.
didn't know that at the time because I was only a few years old. So,
Mm, mm.
yeah,